Got the transmission out. Doing this solo, by the way. Everything went smooth except for the rear mount. The one rear mount bolt snapped, so I'm gonna have to drill and see if I can extract it. I have an extractor, but if not, I'm just gonna have to drill and retap it. So that's gonna be a little hold up for today. I don't think I was gonna put the transmission in today anyway, so I'm just gonna, after I move this from underneath the gallant, I'm probably just going to button it up for now. It would be nice if I had my engine hoist, but my little brother stole it, basically. I doubt he's gonna give it back. So, yeah. I'm gonna have to try to level this. I don't like the way how it's angled down. Yeah, I'm gonna try to level this out a little bit more. So once I remove the transmission, I'm gonna jack it up probably by, I don't know, I'm gonna jack it up from somewhere. Probably from that edge right there, jack it up a little bit and see if I can get this straightened out. Then I'll come back another day and tap, drill, and then I will start with the flywheel bolts and all that, clutch, and see how that pans out. Hopefully getting the transmission. I mean, I've done the transmission 2 times already with my old galant, so hopefully it's smooth as I remember, because that was a long time ago. I'm gonna go ahead and put the clutch pedal in, or at least the master cylinder for the clutch. I like the fact that the holes are already pre-drilled or pretty much pre-marked from the factory. So you can tell that they intended to put a 5-speed in the gallant at one point in time, but never actually did it. So it's very straightforward. You can drill out probably the same exact size holes you see there, but I'm going to try to get pretty close to the bolt size or the stud sizes. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and you just have to basically, you can look up there at the top as well. They already have the cutouts. You just got to pull them out and install the pedals and stuff like that. So I decided to get brand new clutch master cylinder and a new clutch slave cylinder. This is actually the one for the Eclipse. You see it has the 2 studs coming out. This one is from a Hyundai Sonata. You see it only has 1 stud coming out and it has a hole. Now why do I have a Hyundai Sonata one is because this is actually really old. I bought this for my old Galant, which was 5-speed swap with a Hyundai transmission. Everything was from a Hyundai I used. So the only thing I really like is it has a reservoir. It doesn't need a relocation kit like the Eclipse does. See how the Eclipse has it has that port there for a relocation. So I'm gonna figure out where to drill to put the reservoir at. So I got the hole drilled, and I used a 1.5 or a 38 mil. Make sure it's at least bimetal, or carbide would be a step up. And I use a step bit to get the bolt holes, and according to the cutout it'll show you like how large you can get, and that's basically where I ran mines up to. And this is the second day from that first clip, because I had bought a hole cutter and it said it was for metal and wood, and it didn't do the job, so I had to run out to Lowe's after work today and get the proper bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the pedals in. Well, I'm just gonna put the clutch pedal in now, then I will do the brake pedal another day. Got the brake pedal out, and the last thing I gotta do is take this cable off. I don't recall there being a cable, but it's been such a long time. But the manual brake pedal does not have that bracket, so I'm pretty sure I don't need it. I'm like 100% sure I don't need it actually. So I'm gonna have to tuck it back in, and maybe I'll remove it when I take the whole dash out. But basically I just hit these 4 bolts, or 4 nuts. Then there's 1 bolt here. Then there's a bracket that goes over. I think it sits on this side. It goes over like that, and it's just 1 bolt for that. But it's moving along. You know, having power tools definitely makes a difference in terms of speed. I took so long to do that clutch, and it literally took me like 3 minutes to drop this brake pedal. So I got my clutch in. This is the second clutch. The first clutch I bought a couple months ago. Then I go to put it on, and I've had issues putting a pressure plate on. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, the pressure plate is like way bigger than the flywheel. So I went back to the listing that I bought, and turns out I bought it for the 3.0 for the 6G72. So I reordered. I went up a stage because the first one was a stage 2, so this one's a stage 3 by Clutch Max. It's a cheap clutch, and I should be fine with it. This is not the first time that I ran a non-name brand clutch. I ran I think it was an F1 clutch in the past. It was a Vallejo clutch, but it was branded like a cheap brand. So I'm gonna go ahead and install this. I already installed the flywheel already. I don't know if I stated that on the last video or not, but I got the flywheel bolts torqued to 55 foot-pounds with Loctite, and these ones pressure plate bolts, I'm gonna torque to 16 foot-pounds. I may put just a little bit of Loctite on it, and then I'm gonna install the transmission. But there's like a little pan at the bottom of the transmission that's leaking. I'm gonna have to drop that and put a seal on it, some RTV. But I should be straightforward from here on out. I did buy new axles as well. I made a mistake and ordered the short axle when I needed a long one. So now I have both long and short new axles. I'm just going to go ahead and change the axle seals. And they popped out easier enough with just a pry bar. That's all I needed. They came right out. I'm going to use this 36 mil to drive it in. It's probably best if you had something to sit on the outside, but the inside seems pretty solid, so should go in without an issue. So a few days later, and I pretty much got the transmission in, which was a pain with the dirt and all that stuff. Trying to level the engine while putting the transmission in, but I finally got that going. Got all the bolts in except for the starter. I'm gonna go ahead and do the starter now. That's the auto starter. I'm gonna take the shield off real quick and install the starter. Then I'm gonna work on the axles. Why is my video being so jumpy? But I still have that snap bolt there that I'm working on. So that's a pain in the butt.